Guys, there's some more people we want to speak about before we get off the air here. The inductees.
Yes, we do. Let me talk about one of my buddies. He and I played together, Philip Jennings. He and I were co-captains of that 72 team, and quite a player. Philip started 3 years. He was All-State, high school All-American, threw the shot, threw the discus, state champion in both. Went to Auburn and had a very successful high school coaching career, primarily in Florida. I think 88-10 or something unbelievable.
Wow, that's not bad.
Yeah, but
pretty decent.
Philip, one of my tight ends, big linebacker, and just a tremendous guy and a tremendous player, and personally very excited to see Philip coming in. Overdue, but a lot of them are overdue, right?
Yeah. You talk about him real quick, being multi-sport. Do guys still play football, guys, primarily? Because I don't keep up with track, but you don't hear about them throwing discus and shot put and stuff. Is it just nobody's interested?
Well, I don't know if it's interested. It's gotten to the point where, and I'm not being critical of any coaches, but just about all they push specialize in that one sport. And it's sad, but
it is, man.
I mean, you get that more so in larger schools.
Yeah.
Small schools, you don't have much choice.
Yeah, small schools got to.
Right.
The one thing we had, Randy, back we talking about the track and football with Philip, is Coach McCoy coached both, and he was very big on track, ready to boost his football.
Exactly. And it makes sense. But I don't know why more coaches don't take advantage of it.
But it made those two tie in beautifully. They really do. But
they do.
Randy says, the way ball has got now, the travel ball and all, it's just so special. It's just so hard for kids to do it all. It's
The
just
time. You didn't have AU and travel and all that stuff back then. So,
but a girl like Shannon, who we just heard, she could play anything. It wouldn't need a lot of practice. She could go and just go.
I wasn't trying to get us off track, guys. I just
that's good.
Because y'all have had so many that have been inducted that are multi-sport like that, and just curious.
Now, one of you East Limestone boys coming in, Jesse Lockett.
Yeah.
What do y'all remember about Jesse? Anybody?
Fast, man. Yeah. Dude could go. I mean, once he cut to the outside, it was over.
Well, old Paul Hargrove, who is the spokesman for East, he said he may have been the best athlete ever played at East. He said he was
very well possibly could have been. Basketball, football, track. I mean, he could do it, man.
And I think Coach Drake nominated him, so that's a pretty good endorsement right there, right?
Absolutely.
What year did he graduate? 81?
No, about mid-70s.
Mid-70s.
He said 4 or 5.
There was two Jesse Locketts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I was down the other day.
Jeff Jesse was good, too.
Yeah, he was.
Our president, Jeff Hodges, said, Judge, you got to help me. We've got to get on some of these boys to go get measured at Goodies. They go to Goodies and get measured for the tuxedo.
Okay, nice.
And it's a nice affair. The banquet tuxedoed up. Anyway, Lockett hadn't gone to get measured.
He's probably got his own tux.
Well, I called him and I said, Lockett, listen now, this is Jimmy Woodroof. And I said, I'm going to say Judge Woodroof. I need to say it that way. But you got to get in and get that tux, get measured. So, y'all, I met him down there, and what an impressive young man. Just these folks are impressive, And he had a great military career and played some sports, I think in Europe, played basketball.
Wow.
He could go, man.
That's what I understand. Yep. He could really, really play. And he's been on the hot seat to get in for several years. And
he's been nominated.
It just takes time,
Yeah.
His nephew was a good ball player at East. He just graduated last night.
Real quick, Jeff, we were talking about all these people we mentioned their character, but and having a coach, I used to tell our players that, and all of you get it because y'all sports-minded people, but you can't be good players and be a sorry student in classroom.
No, you cannot.
Because it carries over.
It does carry over.
You got to try to be the best no matter if you're on the court, you're on the football field, you're in the classroom.
And Randy, didn't we see that in Shannon, who's an engineer now at NASA? And you can tell just,
boom.
She understood that like she did sports.
Yeah.
They go together.
Very seldom do you see one that's not just a good person.
Totally
You're right. You're absolutely right.
But anyway, go ahead, Coach.
No, that's good. Then another guy coming in as a great player that I remember back in the day, Mike Davis and I, of course, on our board, would call the play-by-play for the Golden Eagles and had more fun. Jason Lucas was a stud back then. His dad, Mr. Lucas James, is on our board. But Jason, deserving, he gets in. He was a 3-year starter at Athens, rushed for 2,100 yards, football scholarship to Alabama State, wide receiver, kickoff return guy there. So we're proud for Jason, another one that's coming in. And who else, guys? Ben Hope. We talked about Ben a little bit. Talking about who was it that caught Ben? You said your dad?
No, my dad called Hen Miller.
Called Hen.
Hen Miller.
I'm thinking of Hen and saying Ben. But now Ben, I know Ben's family. Ben was a tremendous athlete at Ardmore, played 2 or 3 sports. Another very smart kid, Randy. He was like All-American or some kind of major award academics. So you're right. Yeah. Perfect point right there. Those tie in so beautifully.
Yeah.
Well, Randy, what do you think? Man. Another thing we got that Randy and I were going to talk about is how indebted we are to our sponsors and to the community and the support. TOC, the Orthopedic Center, last year sponsored the Martha Joe Leonard Tournament. Again, did this year. I want to thank Will Holly and Dr. Boyette, Dr. Lawrence, and their group. Really made an impact in this community in the sports, the orthopedic world, but just they get it. They give back. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
And they're just a tremendous group of guys out there that I've gotten close to personally, and I appreciate so much them. And then Randy and I have talked about, we've been out and beating the streets. We've got 50, maybe 60 different people whole sponsoring.
That's what you need.
I mean, and you got to have that.
Yeah,
we couldn't go through the list. We wouldn't have time, but how indebted we are and how thankful we are to all of you folks out there, and just ask you to stay with us because we need you, and to give these scholarships and to recognize these young people, we got to have your support.
I don't know if y'all talked about this earlier since I didn't sit in on all the segments, but so the golf tournament closest to the pin, longest drive, are y'all doing things like that?
I'm not sure the details. I know holding one is a free car. If that doesn't get you out there on the whole wheel.
There you go. Thompson just said he had that look like I'm in, man.
Now,
you kidding me? I'd be a hole in one on the other
Listen,
hole.
You can do. I saw a shot.
Need to play together.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll give you a dune buggy if you do that.
I saw a shot last night, and I don't know who the professional was. Hit it off the back of the grandstand, bounced about a good 30 yards, about 3 inches from the cup, so you never know.
Happy Gilmore.
Just hit it off a tree, a rock, or whatever. I was at Chriswood on number 2 when hit it to the left of the green, probably about 3 foot off the green. It hit a rock, a pine cone, or something. It ended up 2 inches from the cup.
Unreal.
I was like, I wanted to hold him one.
Better luck.
So you never know. That's right. Better lucky than
I've had one.
I can't believe you hit a ball off a rock at Chriswood.
Well, I know, because it was plus back in the day.
If y'all ever played at Chriswood, there were a rock or two around.
Oh, man.
Just, again, tell us how we can nominate somebody.
All right, the best way to go is there is an online Limestone County Sports Hall of Fame is on the web. Go to that, and there's a place in there where you can make the nomination.
Yeah.
Very easy, very simple, but it requires some effort. It requires some research.
But it should.
But it should.
Absolutely.
And so many of these people are so deserving. But look at our website. We're proud of that, and in line with that, Barry Devine, one of our board members, really works hard to get that done. And all the media relations that Barry does, we couldn't make it without Barry. As we mentioned, great board. Jeff Hodges, president of all presidents. I mean, nobody could be a better leader, better representative of us and the community. Jeff just does a great job. And then you got old Mike Davis. He's been doing it since then.
He's got it figured out.
He's got it. John Wayne King, these guys that go back. Randy and I have just been doing it 2 or 3 years, but we've got a great group. And,
y'all do, really do.
We really like being a part of this.
We really do. I mean, you got 15 on that board, and I'll tell you this, and we thought we had all these nominations this year's class. We thought, man, we're going to be in here for a while. But it's amazing. We had like 8 on the first ballot.
That's right.
Which is unheard of.
That's exactly right.
So that we were all kind of in agreement, and we didn't talk much about it before time. So, but anyway, it's a good group of guys, and we really look at it and try to give the ones most deserving.
Yeah.
And do we make mistakes? Sure. But you
know what? But you have the opportunity, or the nominees have the opportunity to go back and get picked back up.
Oh,
that's exactly right.
And that's the best thing about this, that they're not forgotten.
No.
Once they're not, just because you nominate somebody this year doesn't mean, oh man, that's it's a done deal.
We don't purge any names off that list. I mean, we hopefully one day that thing will be like a book.
Well, I was going to say at some point it is. It's going to be just unbelievable. Y'all are going to have somebody to put it in a database or some software or something just to keep up with it. And be able to,
I Googled it. Google that.
There you go.
SCSHOF. LCSHOF with no S in there. And it'll come up. That's LCSHOF.com.
And it's pretty up to date. I looked at it this morning.
And there's a tab right at the top there. It says nominate.
And I will say.
There's the rules.
That's right.
Judge Woodroof brought up a good point. It is. Besides the research part of it, which you should be able to do and get the stats and all that, but the process is easy. It's
very simple.
Y'all did
I didn't mean hard.
No, I just meant.
But you're right.
Y'all did a great job with that.
Right.
And even this year, I took some forms down to the to the county basketball tournament.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Left them on the desk.
Yeah, man.
He said he did. Had the PA announcer with Miller.
Yeah.
Anyway, he said, hey, if you think of anybody in your community that deserves to be nominated, The forms are out there. Go by and pick them up.
Absolutely.
We're going to take a quick break real quick, guys. Come back for our last little segment. You're listening to the season finale of Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.